Go.
This is a passage from the story Proteus Rex by Stanley Bonner. Something hit the line with enough power that he had to lean back and brace his legs to keep from losing the pole or being pulled in. He had never seen his rod bend like this, almost in the shape of a U as his line zigged left and zagged right and backward toward him and underneath the canoe. Whatever it was, it decided to swim for it, and the reel whizzed with blinding speed, releasing yards and yards of 10-pound tests. Almost all the line was gone before it felt the pressure on its ease. Figuring that the fish had exhausted itself, Bob Peebles cautiously reeled in. He was not going to fight the fish. He would let it wear itself out, then bring it in without a struggle. In his mind, he saw himself pulling an even bigger catch than Jeremy Withers. He was wondering how much a 6-foot catfish weighed and how he was going to get his catch in the canoe. Jeremy Withers had been fishing from the shore. He had drug his whopper on the beach by walking backward. Suddenly, the tip of the rod went straight up and the line became loose. "Damn," Peebles exclaimed, "the sucker broke the line." He picked up the genuine draft and down what was left. Then he began reeling in the rest of the line, knowing he would be setting new hooks and weights when he finished. It took a couple of minutes before the slack was gone and the line began to tighten again. He had seen this before. His line was caught on some underwater branch or stuck between rocks. He would pull sharply to the left and right, straining the flexibility of his rod in a vain attempt to free the line. Then he knew the line would just snap, and that would be that. As he reeled in, the line got taut. More and more the pole began to bend and the plastic line stretched. Peebles stood up with the effort, his forearms and hands aching. Something had to give. Bending his knees, he slowly raised more of the line up from the water, expecting at any second that the line would snap. Instead, from 3 or 4 feet under the water, he saw wavy features of something big become clearer as the fearsome face came closer. Leaving the water and raising still higher above the surface, the monster towered above him. The mouth opened wide enough to swallow him or cut him in two with its packed rows of long, curved, serrated teeth. The entire panorama of the river, its shoreline, and the sky disappeared before Bob Peebles as the glistening, wet, gray-brown, crocodilian body rose up from the water. He felt like he could die then and there from sheer fright. Throwing up his right arm in startled reflex, Peebles jumped and narrowly missed being clubbed by one of the monster's large black fins. Even as the scaly beast twisted to the side and fell back beneath the surface with a great splash, Bob Peebles was desperately reaching for a paddle to try and defend himself. That was when he noticed his right arm was gone. Everything from the biceps downward was gone, leaving behind a jagged, bloody stump. Then he saw the gusher of blood pumping from his body. Stunned shock gave way to panic and all-consuming pain. He shook and spun around, horrified. Behind him, not 2 feet beneath the surface of the water, he saw the dark form of the sea serpent swim by his boat. 14 feet long, with a huge bullet-shaped head and a short snout, it had 4 flippers and agilely turned back toward the boat. With a solid thump, the bizarre creature collided with the canoe and lifted it up into the air, sending the helpless man tumbling into the water. In 2 bites, the predator gobbled a thoroughly terrorized Bob Peebles.